take everybody up to my stash of Christmas presents.
And we are live. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas. Hi, everybody. We're live. Because that's what we do on Christmas, because it's important for you and you and you and you and you to know we're thinking of you on Christmas. So I got a little ornery and Candy got a little ornery and we made Mike set up a stream. Yeah, we did. So we're here for all of you. Can you guys hear me?
I'm never
Holy
ornery.
says, moo, fakers. Ho, 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 Davio says. That's what Holly.
Everybody's up late on Christmas.
I have to be up for a couple more hours.
Santa's not going to come. He goes to bed, kids.
Do you guys see the elk? We have all, let's see, we have 6, 7, 8, 9.
Right.
We have
That's
9.
Right. Drink it in. That's right. There it is.
I love you. I love every little bit of your confidence. God, I'm not going to be doing that. I got a little outfit on. I'm not going to spin around and show you guys anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Indy, Candy. How are you?
Hi. I'm great. I'm trying not to laugh too loud. I woke up DJ already.
Everybody's in their elf costumes that are here.
We're waiting for Santa.
We're waiting for Santa, and we're going to have to be up for a little while to make sure Santa and all of his presents are in the proper places. That's what's happening right now. Didn't know you were a catcher. I don't know what that means, but you boys probably do.
What that means. I don't want to know what that means. Who said that?
Take the cup out. No,
up,
that's all, Mike. That's all, Mike.
JBR Princess, we got to say thank you. That was an awesome.
Oh, okay. Andy.
And JBR
Andy. No, you can't just say that. So, Andy, we're sitting here on like 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve night. There's a knock at the door and I get a text that says, come to the door. And I do have to say, JBR, I didn't have you programmed in my phone, even though we communicate a lot. I didn't have, and I said, someone's at the door.
She's like, get down, get down.
Yeah, I was actually thinking some other names of people. And there is a huge, like, Sam's Club thing of toilet paper, of paper towels, and then this huge basket. And huge bottle of wine. We opened the basket and it had all this New Year's stuff. And she's like, I just wanted to spread joy, like Christmas joy. And she did it. And the kids went berserk. Everybody, I didn't even get to come see her. She was already gone. I think she visited more than one house.
They did over 20 tonight. That's actually a great idea.
Oh my gosh, the kids, I do have to say, if I would have known all those noisemakers were there, I might have not had them out. But it was awesome. Like, talk about just being good people. Like, so JBR Princess, you're awesome. You spread joy. You were awesome. Costco, it was like Costco, Sam's Club, huge things. And then just like fun stuff like wine, toilet paper, and noisemakers, and Mastermind, the game, like tons of stuff. It was awesome. Yeah. Hi, everybody. That's what she says to you. Hi, everybody. So Mike, you said no to going live earlier, and now you're live.
I'm getting off in a minute. Don't worry. You and Candy can take over.
Oh, no. Mike, you know what happens when we take over? Secrets are spilled.
Bad things happen. I know.
And you know what Mike says to me the next day after you and I are on live? Why haven't you ever told me any of that? You know that I gave you this ring and we're getting married. And I'm like, I know, but it never came up. He's not a Fenner in the same way that we're Fenners.
Yeah, K-Pro told me something today. She's never told me before.
Mike, shh.
I can't say what it is, but she'd never told me before.
Wait, Christy, do I already know it?
I actually have no idea what he's talking about, but I don't want him to say it live.
Something to do with the GPS solve. That's all. Nothing. No big deal. All right. You guys have fun.
The GPS solve is a big, huge turd of a man that has now admitted, I'm getting it indirectly, that he just decided to mess with Mike because Mike was pressuring him and like stalking him. So he just decided to screw with Mike. Wow, great. I went up to Yellowstone. We all spent a bunch of money. I get it. People get to do that. If they want to be vicious and terrible, they can. But I just thought, wow, like I actually saw screen captures of the guy saying they deserve it and I went after them. I just gave them whatever. Yeah, okay. I mean,
What
you
happens
got us.
if I accidentally just slip the word in the name?
No. Even though people are very bad people and obviously they're associated with bad people. So, but I'm still going to be good. I'm still not going to put names out, bad stuff out, even if they deserve it.
I made a promise. I got to keep the promise.
Hey, you guys did. I didn't. I'm just kidding.
That's true. We remind everybody super chat's on and
if you super chat, we'll tell you anything tonight.
Don't go there. All right.
Not the name of the. I'm just talking. Okay, Mike, didn't you go somewhere?
Long night.
Night, honey. Night, honey. Okay. Let's see. Christmas confessions. The FOIA is complete. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Seriously. I hate to say. Yeah. So we're going to move past it. And I do have to say, no matter how bad it was that they got us, they duped us, they like came after us and, got us to spend money and this and that. I got a really cool trip with Justin and Cynthia. Cynthia and I we bonded. So you guys got nothing on us.
Wait, I'm curious. Did they also go to that spot and put the carving in that log, just like the one from the Medium article?
They had been to the spot beforehand, is all I will say. There is some ambiguity about some things, but those pictures were not the finder's pictures. They had been to that spot before. It was almost like set up. I'm not going to get too much into it, but
hold on, K-Pro. Wait, was I right? Did I tell you something? Did I warn you?
I know, but you know what? It was fun. I didn't think certain people were not good people. And once you figure, I hate to say, this is what I said to my kids tonight. No matter how bad people are to you, just give them another chance. But some people don't deserve another chance. So there's that fine line about trusting when you like, okay, the first time that he there was a previous time that he kind of got us. I kind of chalked it up to, I wasn't sure because he kind of played martyr. I wasn't sure if that was true or not. Second time when he's flat out saying, I gave them what they wanted to hear. I lied to him flat out. Like, haha, Mike. Like, once you say that, like, okay. First time, shame on them for being bad. Second time, shame on us for trusting. So, anyway. Oh my gosh, people are okay. Let's not talk about GPS solve. We've already had several people having issues.
What is the solve you speak of? I don't know it.
I don't know it either. The only solve is Jack solve. So let's look at Jack solve.
Can we talk about how Jack responds to all emails exactly like Fenn, almost as if he were Fenn?
He's not Fenn.
I know.
I think he's given out too much. Yeah, he's given out. I think he's saying lots of stuff right now. I don't know.
I think he just studied Fenn for so long that he can basically be him if he wants.
This is what I think. I think he's not shy. I think we know that from his previous life. And he really wants to engage, but there is a legal reason. I've already put out my thoughts on that. that he can't say everything, but he wants to. He wants to help. He understands the obsession. He talked about the obsession. Oh, wait, Casey Ma, do you think Jack used GPS so he could make a grid and not search the same area?
Didn't they say you're supposed to make a circle? You like start in a small circle and extend the circle, and then that's how you can search an entire area without missing anything?
Thanks for that super
Maybe.
chat, T-Ma. We appreciate it.
I thought you went to bed, honey.
He's creeping.
He's creeping, creepy creeper. He's never a creepy creeper. I like him. Okay, so Casey Ma, I have some thoughts on that. When he said he had to be methodical when he was there because the blaze was damaged and he couldn't figure it out, I have one of two thoughts. I don't know if either are right. This is in my opinion. I didn't hear from Jack or Forrest. Family, don't sue me when I say this. I think there was a huge outcropping of rocks or a huge outcropping of juniper bushes. Either way, he had to be very methodical, almost back to, and I hate to reference them, but hey, a broken watch is right twice a day. Sasha and Jason Dent did about like putting the little flags up so you could methodically search an area. I think they almost gridded it. And we had to grid it when we were out there trying to find the spot that was the sources from several years ago, which was not where the treasure chest was. But we were doing a grid. So Cynthia, then me, then Justin, 10 feet apart, and we gridded up, we gridded over, we gridded back. Now, I will say we were about halfway in, and Cynthia went rogue. She went off.
I would have done that shit too.
Well, and the bad part was we had a beacon on her and we had a walkie-talkie on her. And it was a funny story for another day. But in general, why does he say he took a GPS at 2018? It's almost like he's like saying something. So Casey Ma, yes. I think he gridded it. I think he had to be methodical. I think he knew it was there. There was just something wrong. He didn't know the blaze had been damaged by that point. So hit the subscribe button.
Oh my God.
No more timeouts on Christmas Eve. Everybody be nice and be good. Don't name the source, even if you know the source. I know some of you do. So let's not go there. And then let's also
hey,
let's just
I learned
positive.
that on my own, okay? I worked hard. I researched hard.
And if someone wants to on their own channels, we made a commitment, even though other people are unethical and terrible people they worked us out of how much money and how much time. That's okay that they did
we
that.
could have been at Catalina Island looking for Mr. Clue.
Exactly. But just because they're I'm out of the corner. Holy, I love you. You know what? Holy is one that is in so many chats. And do you realize what a fine line it has to be to moderate all these different chats? So I say shout out to you. Merry Christmas to you, Holy. Somehow you are good and on, and even you're neutral, but you're a moderator all at the same time. So good on you.
Holy deserves a bottle of wine for that.
More than that, like
a box
Holy,
wine.
Come out in a month and meet all of us. It'd be awesome. So
shots.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch out for her and her shots. After what, $500, it just becomes a blur. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
And me neither.
So I totally think after like rereading everything that Jack sent via emails, I think 100% that Homer Brown was a place that you enter. And I also believe that the blaze, he did say that he had to read it. And in order to read something, you have to teach yourself in order to learn it. So he did say there's a huge hint in the book that gives you the blaze, right? So if he had to read what the blaze was, that means the lesson is in the book itself. I feel like there's a few chapters
or is
that
it
really
just
stand
blunt?
out.
Is it like he talks about juniper bushes? He talks about them in the book.
How can a juniper bush be a freaking blaze, K-Bro? Unless it's on fire.
It's a juniper bush and it points a certain direction, and then it got put on fire, and that's why it's damaged naturally.
Did you see Moses in there?
Oh, geez. I'm not going to judge anyone, but no.
I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying, if you see a burning bush, did you see Moses?
Okay, wait. So it's 100% confirmed that Jack is the finder, or is it still speculation? Okay, so for some, it's still speculation. Forrest, his family, Forrest didn't actually come out and say that Jack was, because he had already passed. But he put those pictures out. His family has said he is. Jack has said he is. We have one lawyer. I think the second lawyer is going to go on record soon as Jack's lawyer. All of those people have said yes. And he has enough information via photos for me. Yes. That doesn't mean for you or you or you or you, but for me, we have a finder of the treasure chest. I don't know if everything he's saying is exactly accurate. He has some contradictions of Forrest from what Forrest said. And I think he might need to protect himself in some ways. And some people are out to get him. I'm glad he put out very clearly, like, hey, I'm going to defend myself, because unfortunately it's getting a little ugly just with a few. But yes.
Can we talk about, I don't know if people have sent you this video in your email box, but there's a new guy named Shy Guy on YouTube, and I don't know how to respond to that, actually. I just don't know how to respond to it. If you haven't seen the video,
I have not. I haven't seen it. Mike said somebody sent it to him. Nobody sent it to me. What's wrong with you people?
Be happy.
Oh,
do you want me to send it to you?
I guess I need to. I got to go. Yes, please do, because I got to see what everybody's talking about. So
hold on. It's
okay,
it's honestly,
but here's
it's
the
a
big
voice
thing.
changer. Everything.
Okay. Well, so the big thing for me is this week has brought me closure that the source has said we worked you. Like, I lied, flat out used the word lied, like lied because Mike had been so overbearing and coming after him, and like on and on and on and on. And so I thought it was really interesting. Hey, Mike, can you go on gallery mode so you can see? So are you still there, Mike?
He ran away. Hold on, I'll forward it to you.
Hey, Mike. Oh, he did. He went to bed. It's going to go back and forth. Sorry, guys. Mike is in command. So, yeah. Okay.
I sent it to you.
You need to put at K. I'll watch it after, but you need to put at K-Pro if you want me to comment to it. We have 81 people in the room. My goodness gracious. Okay. So here's the reason that I am on right now is the little ones are not here, unfortunately. Sad horn. But my son is already asleep, but my daughter is not yet, and things are going to need to appear soon. So I am up waiting to make sure the coast is clear. I'm being cryptic, if you guys know what I mean, in case any kids are watching. And so it's kind of fun to get back into things when it comes to Christmas. So, okay. So Jerry Stone says, I know K-Pro, but who is this other lady? Tell us who's talking.
I'm not talking.
So this is Indy. Indy was a close friend of Forrest, became a tuber probably about 6-8 months before he passed.
I started my channel in March.
And no, can you put it on gallery mode, because it's going to me or her? Okay, he just came back down.
Oh, I don't know what you're doing.
No, I was talking to Mike for a second. Let's see. Indy has lots of insight on, she's a crazy researcher. Like if you give her a rabbit hole to go down, oh my God, she'll find out everything back thousands of years to it.
You named me Chasing Indy because I go down so many rabbit holes. I go chasing rabbits, and so I'm chasing Indy.
There you go. Let's see. She's been to Forrest's house with her boyfriend DJ, and he's not as much into the hunt. I know, crazy. And we all became friends recently because of this crazy hunt. So there you go. And Holly, the greatest moderator of all time, who's never been timed out except for Mike, who's crazy, just put her YouTube channel because she needs like 9 more and she will be at the 1,000 that then she can go wild. And like, okay, Mike can't get no rest. I know. Yeah, that's how it is.
Go check that real fast.
What are you at? Do you know?
I think I was 5 away. Hold on.
Okay, she's going to check.
I was at 1,000, and then people were like, "You cannot be monetized," and then like 10 people left.
991 is what I see. That's crazy. We can't get 9 people out there to go subscribe real quick.
It fluctuates. Every time I earn more subscribers, other people just like unsubscribe.
All right, just doing a quick break. We do have some breaking news. You guys know Mr. Clue on YouTube. We've got an update. Oh, what do we got? We've got an update. Let me do this. Let me do this. Mr. Clue on YouTube, a little Christmas surprise. If you go to Mr. Clue's YouTube channel and go to About, the Ticket to Ride treasure will start in mid-January 2021. A UV light, black light, will be needed to read a rail cipher on the proxy item. Get on or get out of the way. So Mr. Clue, new treasure hunt. If you watch some of our previous shows, you know the prize is considerable. Has to do with the railroad Ticket to Ride board game. Mr. Clue, thanks for sending that update to me to let everybody know. So there it is. All right, back to you guys. Sorry. Go subscribe to Candy's channel, for God's sakes. It's Christmas.
Okay. Nomadic Badman says, has there been any progress on the lawsuits? Are they getting resolved, or do they seem like they will turn into the days of our lives? In both cases, I think it's days of our lives. My opinion, I think on the Arizona case, it's turned into ethics violations, guns. It's really gone kind of a crazy way of just even serving Zoe. On the other case, there's lots of motions. I can't keep up with all the motions. I know more are coming. Or at least that's that particular lawyer has decided to start a YouTube and puts information out and then feeds it before it actually hits the docket to another YouTube channel. So it's kind of lots about YouTube and lots about getting the notoriety and things. So in both cases, I think we're seeing some just oddities. And I think we're in for it for a while, it seems, because the motions keep going, all the issues keep going. So, but that's all I'm going to say on that, because 11 years, those lawsuits are a very small snippet of maybe 6 months. I know a critical 6 months, so they cost us a lot as a community because now Forrest is no longer here, but they're really not a major story when it comes to this. We will give you updates as soon as we have them on anything major. If it's a new motion, there's just so many motions. Let's wait till something big comes out. But the last one was Jack's information had to come out. Other than that, there's not much. I think in the one case, it's like, here's all the reasons my New Mexico solve is correct. But other than that, there's really nothing. So not a lot there. Yeah, I hope they find happiness too. I tried to express that, and then there was a video that had cursing and lots of illegal negative things going on. I just want to wish them luck in whatever they need in their life. So
I want to wish them luck to find an active volcano.
But we're not talking about that because it's such a small part of the chase. And Forrest and I got to talk before he passed. I was like, the lawsuits. And he's like, why are we focusing on that? He's like, this is so much more. What?
Let's play a little game. Let's go
Okay.
into our little email inbox and let's see how many emails you and Fenn have corresponded over the year.
This year or since I knew him?
Well, you could do since you knew him. It'd probably be easier because it'll just show you when you click it.
I know you sent me the message today.
It's fun.
Okay. It makes me look great. Like, I think I have over 30,000.
No wonder you weren't like bothered with mine. Thanks. I thought it was special for a second, but okay.
When you said it, I was like, I gotta look, and I looked between all of, and I was like, but we talked about, like, sometimes it was just silly stuff, one word. It wasn't like anything big, but then sometimes we go, because it was email, we would go back and forth but when you like, and that's why I didn't say it earlier when you showed me I was like, but think about, I had 5 full years. You had what, 2?
I had from the end of 2018 up until September of this year.
Okay. So yeah, there was some, and then we had the interview. There was, gosh, so many emails about the and the Jamie Jordan drawing. Oh my gosh, we must have gone back and forth 1,000 times to just prepare it right and do all that. So we had some like press stuff. So, but we had tons.
I still want to see it.
Yeah. Hey, K-Pro, have you emailed Jack lately? I have not emailed him yet. I did on right before Monday night show. What are we on? Whatever day it is. And I said, is there anything you want to say to anybody or everybody?
No, Thursday.
Today's Thursday. So it was Monday night show. There was one after that and he answered some things, but Monday night said, just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, which was super cool. And then on Tuesday, I asked him, what is the reason for stanzas 1, 5, and 6? Do you guys want to hear that? And I want to be paid a market rate. Do you mind if I email you until I reach 30,000? Sure, you can. But if Forrest emailed me several times. It's like, why aren't you emailing me? And I'm like, because people are telling me that I shouldn't. And he's like, we are friends. Cut that out. And I'm like,
that's
okay.
what he sent me before too.
Yeah, because I was actually listening to the meanies. Okay, so here's what I said. Let me see. I said, why did we need stanza 1, 5, and 6 if the 9 clues are between stanzas 2, 3, and 4? You guys ready? He said Christy. See, he said Christy. Forrest would actually, when he was mad at me, he used one. When he wasn't mad at me, he used the other between Christy and K-Pro. I won't say which because I'll save that for a story for another day. Christy, why does a chocolate cake need anything but cocoa if that's the flavor? Why does an action movie need anything but its action sequence? The clues, directions in finding the place, but they are just directions. There is a wider context, and he set out to write a poem, not a list of clues. Would you have preferred not the helpful information like worth the cold as well? Question mark. And he didn't even sign it, Jack. That was it. Dun, dun, dun. It gives away everything. I know where the final place is. I really don't.
I don't want to go down rabbit holes tonight. I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
The last rabbit hole I was in, I'm pretty confident to think it may have been Mummy Cave. You know that area around Mummy Cave? Oh my
gosh, don't say that. That's going to get some people really riled up. I know some people that's their location. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense if you look into it.
So many areas make sense. We cannot, and I think that's what Jack knows, in my opinion, and that's why he's putting some information out to us get closure. I think he knows without the treasure chest actually there's going to be no way to prove that's where the spot was, even if you have Tucker. So I just think he's helping us. I don't think some people say that he's fibbing with the GPS if it was going to cost him the treasure chest, like I have maintained. But the came out and said, I lied. I just told Mike, because he's such a badgering jerk, what he needed to hear. So now that we have the source saying, I flat out lied to you guys. Like, sorry. There's nothing, there's nobody else that's out. I'm surprised, like, just, I don't know, a family, an ex-friend, somebody hasn't come out. Does he not have any? Come on.
I just
think
want
he
to say
does.
I like Mummy Cave.
Mummy Cave, you guys heard it here first. Okay.
I like it. It's a really good area.
It's a really good area, you guys. What else do we have to say with the 84 people? 84 people on Christmas Eve waiting for Santa. We're all waiting for Santa. Some of you are in elf costumes, some of you aren't. But
I'm writing a book.
What are you writing a book on, Indy?
It might possibly be a fantasy thriller, and it might possibly be based off of Forrest Fenn and Jack the Finder and other fun, fantastical events that I like to make up in my little mind.
Nice.
And it might possibly be a treasure hunt next year.
Very cool. That'd be fun. Holy says, Mike is the most low-key, get-along, ambivalent, good guy, along with Dan. I would put Mike.
Cover Dan.
You know what Mike said to me I think 2 days ago? Like, he's like, you've never seen me yell. I'm like, yeah, I have. He got mad at the kids. The kids were being really unruly one day. I'm like, yeah, I did. It was like a year ago. I heard you and you yelled and you told them to cut it out. And he's like, no, I've never yelled at you. And I'm like, that's true. Like, never. Like, what? We're going on 2.5 years and never. And he's like, he was like, I've heard you yell, but that's just when you're like talking really excited. Sorry. I thought that was funny.
Hey, Christy, do you remember when I yelled at somebody for you in West Yellowstone on the phone?
There was lots of, I've seen you yell. I've seen you get hyped up.
Yeah, remember I yelled at Cynthia because I was like, she's going to that final after party.
Okay, we're going to give you guys the lowdown. So somebody went to the finale and they talked about hurting me, these guys, real tough guys, the guys that say, I'm going to go after a woman.
No, they were so creepy that I wouldn't go within 5 feet of them because I felt like I was going to get shanked.
Well, so Cynthia calls me and says, they're going to the last event. I'm actually worried about your safety. Can you please not go? So I went to the one suite where everybody was staying, and there was, Greg and Jeff and Dan and Sam, everybody was there, and Indy. And I just said, guys, I don't want to make issues. Cynthia said I shouldn't go. And so do you guys want to go? Do you want to break off and maybe do something different? I just wanted to get along. But I didn't want to get physically. I didn't want to get physically hurt. So of course, I have kids to worry about, and it's also silly. So I was a little upset. I was like, I just traveled all the way up here and now I can't go to an event because some man who's not really a man is saying that he's going to physically hurt me. Oh, so Indy's like, hell to the no. And she got on the phone and she's like, Cynthia, we're coming. I don't care what you have to say. And Cynthia was coming from a kind place. She was worried about me physically. And she's like, I don't care. That person can go. Do you know? And I heard yelling.
She's actually just taking out how many subliminal messages and cuss words in that context.
Yeah. So it got a little crazy. And I just said, guys, why don't you guys go? And she's like, no. And Indy grabbed me by the arm. The guys grabbed me by the arm and they said,
my bum
let's
ankle.
just go. They said, let's just go. I didn't want to escalate things. So I sat on the other end of the bar and a couple were there. We just kind of played low key until those guys came in. They kind of made their appearance and then they left.
Where I stared them down, remember, with my little bum ankle?
No, I didn't. I wasn't a part of that. I was in baby wasn't in a corner, but I kind of was, where I was worried. When a man threatens someone physically that's a woman, like, I don't take that lightly. Like, I just go, okay, but then I do have to say they left. And then, the night was fun. But I do have to say, yes, you were yelling at Cynthia, and Cynthia told you a couple of very choice words, and you said them back, and you guys were, and I was like, how did I get here? Like, I just want to go have a drink
And
with
then
my
we showed up at
friends.
the bar, and Cynthia loved me again.
Yes. But after I think about a half an hour, she's like, I'm out. Like, I'm worried things are going to get crazy. And that's what happens. It wasn't the first time I had been physically threatened by a man at a searcher event. Let's soak that in. Like, is that where we are as a society, or just the search groups? Like, any man, this is my trigger point, so I'm going to try to leave it, because were these people at the park? Oh, yes, they were, Nomadic Madman. Yes, they were.
And I told Cynthia, and Cynthia was like, well, F it, let's go say hi. And she grabbed some chips and some water, and I kind of tailed behind her with my bum ankle, and she went up and she was like, who are you guys? You're gonna come sit down over by us? And they were just like, and I was like, oh, okay. And the one friend was okay, but the other guy was like super cryptic and creepy. Do you remember how creepy he was?
All I heard was they were really, really negative. So let's go on to something positive tonight, because it's about positive. That was just the time that I realized, yeah, not great.
Wait. You want some positivity?
Oh yeah, I totally have tea in my red cup.
I had champagne earlier, but now it's really tea.
Okay, I need to go get a drink. You keep talking.
No,
I'll be
what
right
I do
back.
best?
I'll be right back.
Hold on. Let me go to the chat. Oh. Okay, chat room. Let us see what's going on in the land of Fenn. Okay. Someone dug up the blaze thinking the gold was under there. That'd be interesting. Let's see. Going down, going down. Huli, I feel the undercurrent, but have zero knowledge. Woman, you were brilliant, so don't say that. Spill the deets about the wedding. Oh. I'm not sleepy now. That's funny. I can't spill any information about K-Pro Mike's wedding. I am the secret keeper, okay? I don't even know what that, no, I'm not even gonna read it out loud. Yeah, you guys, so. I don't know why Christy left me on my own. There's so many things I could start talking about, and then we would just go down like another rabbit hole and another tangent. It'd be great. The 9 clues. Hey, Copper Dan. The 9 clues. That just, see, I don't want to do it. If I do it, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. You guys don't understand. I still go down the rabbit hole. And the last one I was in the rabbit hole for Mummy Cave. And I actually really like that one, to the point where I almost felt kind of mad at myself for not being more involved in that solution in comparison to the other solutions I've been poking around with. Wonderland. Oh, Casey Ma. I totally forgot about the Wonderland hunt. I finally got the book delivered to my house. It's upstairs. I haven't touched it yet, and I have the Nook version, or the Kindle version. So I actually need to do that.
Hi.
But then it's kind of hard to work on a hunt when you're actually writing your own hunt. So I hear Christy.
I'm here. Look what got delivered tonight, and I'm trying to see if it's real wine.
Oh, you got me excited for a second. Never mind.
Brut Faraday.
Oh, that's my favorite. Wait, let me look at the label. Yes.
Is that real?
Yeah. Oh my God, so good for mimosas. Oh my God. I can't hear you. You messed up your speaker.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Kinda.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, can you hear me now?
Knows. Kinda. It seems like kind of lower.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Wait, I'm still finishing my water.
Your water.
I'll pop this in a second. Thank you. Thank you, JBR Princess. Did I tell you what happened? She just showed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dork.
She's
Oh,
awesome.
I found grape wine at the store the other day, and it happens to be, I think it was like 16% alcohol volume.
Ooh.
K-Pro, just so you know, that's champagne. Not wine.
Oh, well, I shouldn't open it then. We should wait. Okay, hold on. I got to come back because I'm not opening that if it's good champagne like JBR says. I'll be back.
You, it's my favorite champagne, you goober.
I'm a goober. I'm gonna go see what else I have in the pantry.
I'll show you what I bought. Let me show everybody what I bought. Remember?
Oh, but that's already drank. Oh.
This.
Oh, yes. Here's what Mike showed up with today. He's like, I thought, okay. He's like, he went to the store, which took like an hour and a half. He's like, what do you think about this? You guys ready?
Yeah.
If he has like a sip, will he fall over and be hungover for 2 days?
Yes.
You want some on the rocks? Or
yes, I do.
On the rocks or mix it?
No, on the rocks.
Oh.
Yes, like if he has, I adore him for it. Like if he had a second drink, out for the night. So why would he get moonshine? Like Bud Light? I'll take a Bud Light. Like no, I want to get you moonshine. Okay, we're waiting on the champagne then. And honey,
at least you know
champagne.
it'll like last him 5 years, maybe 10.
I think
like a glass or this.
Oh no. Yeah, a little glass. He got a huge like big gold glass. I'm like, no. This is a sipping brandy. He's adorable. Okay, JBR, thank you for saying that before I got the cover off, but I did not pop it, so it's gonna stay right like that. Nice, enjoy the moonshine. Yeah, this could be really fun tonight then. Candy, my new kitten heard your voice and attacked my screen. He loves your voice. Ooh.
What's that little baby kitty?
I got, oh, well, do you see what I got here?
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, we got critters everywhere.
Mine's somewhere lurking. I call mine the shadow demon.
Tastes like a candy cane dipped in potpourri. It's too sweet. Try.
Candy cane dipped in potpourri.
What? I would never do dipped in potpourri.
That's a lot. Okay, can you put this in the fridge? That'll be New Year's. We got to do New Year's Eve. Okay. Yeah, that's dipped in potpourri. Okay. Okay. My new kitten's name is Binks from that movie that you're so into, and my daughter's so into. Hocus Pocus. So there you have it. There's my.
You know they're making the sequel.
Great. I'm not into it, so I wish I was more into movies and all that, but I'm not. I'm trying to for Mike, but just movies in general, honey.
Go tell Mike. Go tell Mike to go watch The Hardy Boys on Hulu. He will love it.
Go watch The Hardy Boys on Hulu. You'll love it.
Oh, we don't have Hulu.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
we already have several $100s of bills between. We have to have Disney. We have to have HBO. We have to have
and we gotta get
Netflix. And we have to.
I'll let you guys log into my damn Hulu account, okay?
No, his ex does that plenty. Can I come on? Can you send it to Copper Dan? Can you send the link? Yes.
Start bringing the stuff. Okay, I got it. They're asleep.
Yeah.
You know, when I get a minute, I'll bring it.
Santa seems to have arrived.
Oh.
He wants to start bringing. So here's the thing. We got a little out of control. We're trying to save for a house, which is never going to happen. But
what do you mean? Super chat on. We're getting a house.
Because we got a little out of control for this Christmas. I will say somebody in particular. Okay. On Thor, you said there may be breaking news. Was the source discussion on Tuesday afternoon? Yes. No matter bad man, it was about the source. And the source has now, if we get the direct information correct, flat out because Mike was a stalker coming after him, pressing him, being belligerent. That is why he lied, because we know Mike to be this out of control, crazy searcher. So yeah. Okay. So people have confirmed that the source has flat out said he lied to Mike. I don't know if it's true or not.
Somebody's lying to somebody. I'm just not sure who yet.
Yeah.
House that takes up.
I just request that Jack releases one more photo of the chest with that log that isn't pixelated. That's all I ask.
Are there any wedding updates, or is everything still on hold for the new year? So, okay, here's the deal. The governor came out and reduced the occupancy on everywhere, except for, so Flamingo has several venues. Out of their several venues, we are in a place that was 60, and we are right at 60. We're actually a little bit above. But they reduced it down to 15. But the really cool thing is you can move. They have 4 venues, and they never book any of those venues at the same time. So they said, rather than having an indoor, because Mike has a mom, there's a few people coming that we really wanted to be indoor due to weather and all that. We have the option of going outdoors. And if we go outdoors, the occupancy was 120, and they reduced it down to 60. So we have our options for the wedding. There's a kitty cat.
Where?
Copper Dan.
Okay.
It is Toby.
Did
Hello,
you name
Toby.
that kid like Toby Eunice?
Well, he was named because he has little toe beans, little pads.
That's adorable.
He's being rambunctious.
Yeah, all the kitties do.
Wait, Christy, am I still your bridesmaid?
Yes, you are. Cynthia is. Cynthia's in the bridal party. I'm not, even though you keep your mouth shush, Copper Dan. We have a really close friend marrying us.
I can be paid. I can be bought to keep my mouth shut.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You're good people. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you. Here he comes. Never mind.
What's going on? I still think that's man, actually.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Cow.
Hey, Merry Christmas, man. And Merry Christmas to everybody out there in YouTube land.
Oh, now we need Susie.
Susie's coming. This is awesome. It's
Open Zoom. Just email me if you want to get in. Open Christmas Zoom.
Oh boy. Yeah. All within reason though, because you know who's gonna pop up rather soon. Just kidding. Bad people.
Oh, okay.
So Copper Dan, where are you?
It's Christmas Eve. There ain't no bad people gonna come.
Anyone who
Where am I on this whole hunt?
Yeah, where are
Did
you
my
at?
screen freeze up in my back?
This is a back.
Are you talking?
You took a bigger drink.
What would you like to know?
She's regretting life right now. Hold on, let her breathe. Let her compose herself. Did she just freeze?
She froze.
Oh my god, is she throwing up?
I thought That was me.
All right, we got a question for Copper Dan. When's your hunt gonna start? I want to buy one of the copper coins. That's from KC Ma. We got a date yet, Dan, or no?
My hunt is, I was thinking the first, but I am actually gone. I'm
Oh, a cliffhanger. All right, come back on, Dan, if you can. There he goes.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Darn it. I don't know what's going on tonight. Let's see. Let me fix this. My hunt is going to start shortly after the first. I can't do it on the first because I'm in Florida.
Oh yeah,
So
Copper
probably-
Dan.
Oh, and
Probably
that's where
around
the
the-
treasure is, so you can't do it on that day, right?
Yeah. What city are you in Florida, Dan?
Oh no.
Well, I really shouldn't say.
Well, I got my voice back if you need it.
Well, I might be able to use it. We'll see. That's the thing I'm trying to finish up is the teaser, the promo for YouTube, and then we're like ready to make it happen.
Oh,
What are
well
you-
then I could give you that Hocus Pocus voice now.
We will be the first one to buy one, Dan. Actually, buy a couple to give away.
All right. They're cool. They're cool. The coins turned out magnificent.
Okay, so where are you at with the Forrest Fenn hunt? Are you done? Are you over it? Where are you at?
No, I wish I could say, Christy, I wish I could say that I was done and washed my hands, but no, I am like compiling information, and in the spring I'm heading to Yellowstone. I must know.
Why are you doing that? I have heard of a little group that is going. Are you in that group?
I am actually on my own.
Then I did not cut this out, Mike.
What?
Wait, what happened? I missed it.
I missed it too. Just keep going.
Oh no.
What
Okay.
happened?
So you're going.
I did.
Let's just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not a part of any group. I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a
Hey,
rebel.
Caper, aren't you happy you're not going to be the next Carol Baskins?
That's not confirmed yet. I think there's lots of shenanigans happening. What do you think of these shenanigans, Dan? The shenanigans that are happening in the chase right now. You know, documentarians that are going rogue and kind of having some issues. Some people that are going a little off. What do you think about all this shenanigans? We have a finder. Is there a finder? What do you think, Copper Dan?
There's a finder. His name is Jack. I believe that. I'm not on the other side of the coin. I'm one of the channels that has turned against him. And as far as shenanigans goes, you know, what grade are we in?
All alive.
You guys make me feel like we're on high
Soundboard.
school again. Was the soundboard back?
I heard it.
Thank God. Thank God. You know what? Maybe for 2020, at the end of it, that's what I destroy on New Year's. And I
Oh
just
my
take a
gosh.
hammer to it. I just take a hammer to it.
I ain't listening to you no more.
What the hell?
You. You.
Who was that?
Happened to the coronavirus. Coronavirus.
I know.
baby.
Coronavirus. It's still, now it has to be coronavirus 2.0. That's crazy.
No.
Coronavirus is 2020. It's just old.
Ooh, Man in the Barn says I'm putting out my first new YouTube tomorrow night. Boom! There you have
Dun,
it.
dun, dun.
Yeah. So hopefully we see some new good stuff. So, and I think Fendi and Bear are doing. They broke loose. They got off on their own tangent where they're going through the book. They're not doing it in light of Jack, which, I didn't tell everybody. The person that said they're setting up the Google Doc, they've actually emailed me, but I'm getting so many emails right now. I lost, and they're like, you said I didn't email you back on air. Like, yeah, I did. And thank you, he or she, I don't know the name well enough to know. And they set it up. I asked for a little bit of a change. And I think that's going to be up on Thor very shortly. And I'm going to ask everybody to put their emails up there word for word, like Jack had either given them or, they emailed, received, that sort of thing. I'm sure there's going to be a few shenanigans because that's what we have. But I think for the majority, you're going to be able to sort, you're going to be able to it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So
I think that's a good thing.
Hey, we're both wearing red.
This is where the treasure was.
Estes Park, Colorado.
Estes Park.
Yeah, Colorado. So Copper Dan was in Colorado. Oh, okay.
I used to have fun
I
songs
did an
over
art
there.
show there 2 years ago. Copper Dan's been everywhere.
That
Christy,
is
you're-
really moonshine. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. I lived in Atlanta for a little bit, outside of Atlanta, and there was a guy that was like, I'd really like to introduce you to my family. And I was like, okay. And he's like, we're from the Sticks in Atlanta, Black gentleman. And he's like, my dad's never met a white person, and I think it'd be cool if it was you. And I was like, okay, let's go. I was 21, 22, maybe 20. I don't know. So I went out there, and walking up, it was a little bit, it was a very unique experience. But once I got there, long story short, he was okay with me there. And he's like, do you want some moonshine? And I was like, I thought that was just something from like invented. I didn't know it was an actual,
what about that black dude that had all that Cialis?
Shame on you, Michael. Shame on you. That soundboard is going away. So I was like, okay, I'll have some moonshine. And I took it like a shot where they were like, sip a little. It actually burns your esophagus. You don't play when it comes to that. And
it's good stuff.
Oh my gosh, it was awful. The most awful thing. When Mike just brought home moonshine, it's nowhere near as bad. Because I was injured for, I would think, about 2 weeks. It was too much. I didn't know about moonshine. So this is like the legal version of it, but it did bring me back to my day. You know who you are. We're not in contact anymore. This was 20 plus years ago, but I had a great time that night. They had like a banjo, and we were all outside, and people had spoons. It was a great time. Did I do good? Might go to bed.
I had moonshine. I did an art show with a guy. My neighbor was from Tennessee, and he asked me, have you ever tried moonshine? I said, no. So he reached under his table and pulled out, he makes it himself. And I had like a cup of coffee, and there was like maybe a third cup left. And he goes, oh, just leave the coffee in there. I'll just fill it up. And he filled the rest of it up. And it was so good. I was more than sipping it, and not really professional at an art show, but it was fun.
That's like an 80 proof. It's crazy. Mike, they're asking about your soundboard clips. And do you make those clips? No, he doesn't. He gets them off of site that's all based on free, so you don't run into problems. But the most offensive things you've ever heard on the planet that he should not be playing, and that soundboard may go away. You know what? He's giggling his ass off right now. So let's just.
Kipro, you're no fun.
What? What happened?
You're going to be the
real moonshine will make your car go zoom. I will tell you that's correct. Like, I cannot believe. Anyway, this is not. But look what Mike got me. It was like, what do you think? That's like 100 shots. You need some.
Mike said he is getting off tonight. I just wonder who is going to be getting them off.
Oh my God, I can hear him laughing. I can
Oh.
hear him laughing right now.
I'm the president of hitting that ass.
Santa Claus must be coming to town there, honey. Okay, he's audibly laughing. I don't know if you can hear him. Dan, stop egging him on.
Oh, come on. It's Christmas Eve.
Well, get used to it. That's my main move.
Actually, where I am, it's Christmas. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here. Capro, I'm waiting for my gift. Did it get lost in the mail?
Mm.
Did you deserve a gift?
Remember,
what?
you were my secret Santa.
No. Give me coin 3, damn it.
Coin 3.
Oh.
You know what I
No.
should have did with coin 3 is put it in my my treasure chest. That's what I should have did.
What are you talking about, Dan? Coin 3 is at the bottom of the river in Yellowstone.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not a
that's right.
liar. Because you're not a liar.
Dan, you mean coin 3 is not in your treasure hunt as a prize?
He echoed. I couldn't hear him.
He said, so coin 3 is not in your treasure hunt. Oh my God. That makes it a total scam. That's what he said.
No, I will say coin number. There's a coin in my treasure chest that's under 50. I will say that. But I don't remember the number.
How many coins do you have?
How many Forrest Fenn coins do I have? Well, not very many anymore. I keep giving them away. I probably have like 7.
Jeez.
Before I met Mike, I had like 40.
I used to have a lot.
I have 0.
I sold some.
You've
I gave
never
a
had a
bunch
coin?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I fail as a searcher.
Okay, so do we want to play a little game?
Yes.
Oh boy.
We love games.
Oh boy.
Okay, we get to each ask each other any question you have to answer.
Oh, that means I have to actually think of something. Hold on.
I don't know if I like this game.
Oh, of course we don't like it.
But we play it. Okay, you start.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you're drinking. Oh geez, I didn't agree to this.
You came on, and you know me. Copper Dan, what is your percentage that Jack is the finder right now?
Oh, these are easy questions.
Finder meaning it wasn't Forrest that told him or hired him to pull it or whatever.
I take Justin Posey's theory, and until I have a reason not to believe the finder, I believe the finder all the way.
Okay, so what's your number?
100.
1 to 100. 100. Boom. Okay. Okay, your turn. Copper Dan, if that's your real name.
Oh my God.
Ooh, when was the last time you... Okay, wait, I got a new one for later. Okay, thank you. Title to the goal. Go ahead, Copper Dan.
Go ahead.
Candy, you go until I got to think of something. K-Pro
I gotta think of something too. K-Pro, go again.
Okay, I got another one. Now this one's for Indy. When was the last time you lied to somebody?
I guess you could say I lied to Jens because I said I wouldn't spill a secret, but I did say that I wouldn't spill a secret if it didn't hurt anybody. That's the only time I lied.
Let's move on. Next question.
All right. My question, what documentarian are you working with? K-Pro.
Oh, shit.
You're such a jerk face.
You don't have to. If it's gonna get you in trouble with the documentarian, you don't have to answer.
Oh no, I won't name names, but the biggest in the industry right now, the hottest name you would ever think of, and it's going to catch on fire by a weird coincidence, and they are so excited to be working with somebody who's not negative or any of the other stuff. Like
I know who you're talking about.
I didn't know the name, but then I Googled it because of the name and I went, holy hell. Like, I don't watch TV. You guys know that, but it's a name everybody knows. Like, I didn't know this. Everybody.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm not confirming or denying it. Is that a good enough answer, Copper Dan? It is not somebody that's looking to invent stuff and just be mean and cruel to people.
Let's be nice now. Let's be nice.
Okay, I will, because it's Christmas. The people that are cruel to people, I know that you must have been through a really hard part of your life, and I'm going to try to be okay that your cruelty is not okay. And you're never going to make it big in the industry being cruel and terrible to people. And I'll tell you off again and again and again.
Chris,
Go ahead,
I see
Copper
you.
Dan, next question.
Oh, you're angry.
No.
All right, we went down the wrong path for Caper
It's
tonight.
the wrong question. It's the wrong question. Okay, go ahead. Wait, Copper Dan. Oh, I know one. Who has been more mad at you over the hunt, Forrest Fenn or your wife?
Oh, that's a good one.
I know both of them have been.
Oh no.
I don't think Forrest was really that upset with me. He's just a grumpy old man. And my wife pretty much doesn't, she pretty much lets me do whatever. She actually,
went so whipped so fast.
Does she still call me Miss Lollipop?
oh my God. So
Does she know about the party bus?
What?
Copper Dan knows what I mean.
she knows I was on a bus with some people and we were drinking.
Does she know about the party bus?
I think you guys are trying to destroy each other right now.
You know, anything that happened on that party bus, she would totally expect out of me because that's just the way I get.
Oh, okay.
What's the
You
name of that
banged
place?
my kid's wife?
Okay, Candy's turn. Or Mike's turn. Mike, you're in here.
Yeah, Mike, ask a question as they still ponder.
Maybe the soundboard could ask us a question.
Yeah, right. I'm busy. I'm doing some other stuff. I don't even know what you guys are doing.
Hey, Mike, what is the biggest secret in the chase that you've never revealed?
Oh, crap.
All a lie.
Well, it's so big, I can't say it. That's why it's the biggest secret. Because
whatever you do is going on Facebook.
Exactly.
Hey, Christy.
No comment.
Yes.
Who is your all-time favorite Forrest Fenn searcher, and who is your all-time least favorite Forrest Fenn searcher?
Ooh. I would start with the least, Christy.
Let me start with the greatest. I mean, of course, Cowlazars. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Of course. Probably one of my most favorite people to meet. Okay, non-drama, nicest person to meet, Ramblin' Pam. She's just like, I didn't know. I knew people like that existed. I just don't meet a lot of them. She's just, and Mr. Ramblin' Pam. That's how he introduced himself. A little bit of drama person that I still like, Nelka.
I love Nelica. She's awesome.
A lot of
Nelica
people
is-
know Nelica as like good, wholesome, wonderful person. She's got some crazy up in her, and it's awesome.
Nelica's
like
a badass. That's all
yeah.
I say.
And of course there's like the Cynthias and others, but these are like kind of the
That's what I'm talking about.
might find have been there, some of those things. Let's see.
What about,
And then
what do you think
yes.
about Joel Lewicki?
Joel Lewicki is like, how is he a searcher? He is too normal, good, sane, like everybody I see except for Joel is like, Copper Dan, you're a good person and a wholesome, nice person, but you got a little like, you got a vein in you of like, you're a little crazy, little fun, little like, you're gonna get wild.
I wish you weren't a liar.
Who's crazy?
Joel doesn't have that side. I don't think. He seems so. He is so genuine and lovely and wonderful. Okay, Casey Moss says, "What was the latest you ever stayed up going down a rabbit hole?" So
all night.
I really caught one of my saws, which was Nez Perce Trail. I think I might have dozed off, but it was almost 48 hours. And I dozed off a couple times, but I woke right up to it and I just kept at it. And I was talking to actually Forrest between it. I went a solid almost 48 hours. And I know I didn't stay up the whole time because there was times I nodded off. I was so fixated on that solve. I know a lot of you guys think I didn't like dive down the rabbit holes. That one was huge for me, but I did periodic table. It wasn't all in one stint. Periodic table, I put a good, I would say 100 hours into.
We have to ask Jack. We have to ask Jack, is a periodic table involved in the solve?
I thought someone already asked him that.
Just to put it to bed. I hope he says no, just so we can put it to bed. But
a lot of the questions I asked Jack, he tells me he can't reply to them. Like he can't answer them. And it makes me like
those
curious.
Are the most important ones to put up on the spreadsheet, because I agree with Justin. It's not what he's answering, it's what he's not answering that is going to get, yeah.
So I asked him, I told him, I said, I don't know if you know who I am, but I make copper inspired art of the chase. And the next piece I want to make is the home of brown. And I said, is there a way you can tell me what the home of brown is without giving away anything too, like just a general, you know, what it might be. And he said no. But he did say he knew who I was. So he does follow, you know,
nice.
He does follow us.
Well, Title to the Gold says, Forrest says the place was personal to him. How many of your saws fit that criteria? At the beginning of the Nez Perce is when Chief Joseph goes to his father's grave and walks away from it and begins his journey with his tribe. 99 Indians by the end that made it to Canada, but there's 1,000 coincidences, and I'm gonna let it go. That's Ojo Caliente. I thought was Forrest's personal, like it was personal. The reason that I came up with that, the Nez Perce solve, it was just all about the Indians, and I know Forrest had that Indian. I'm not going back there. I've spent too many hundreds of hours. God,
hey,
for that solve, hundreds. Yes, ma'am.
I just realized that I never told Jack my name, and he called me Candy. So that means he does watch the shows.
He's actually commented on some of our videos. So I think he does. I think he's into.
Do you think that was him in the chat room?
No, not that night. Not that one. He's commented on some previous videos that actually, if you click on it, it goes to his channel that has the 2 videos.
Okay.
The other night that it was Jack with a J and didn't have an avatar or any of that. No. I'm getting the hiccups from this moonshine.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Are you seeing stars yet?
No, because I'm sipping. Look, I mean, what the hell is he doing?
K-Pro.
Trying to make you fall over.
What Copper Dan?
Where are you at with Jack? Are you a believer? Or are you skeptical?
Right now, I believe Jack. I believe he's the finder, and I believe he genuinely found it through a solution that I don't think we know all of how I think he actually it might have been more than just he solved it after 2 weeks and he did it completely by himself. He doesn't seem to be the personality that's completely he has a little bit more He likes the grandeur of it. But I think he is the solver. I'm 99%. I'm never going to say 100% again because I learned the hard way what that means. And I am never going to say 100% on anything unless I see it with my own eyes. So it's getting watered down. Yes, it is. I hope it is because it burned at the beginning. Keep the moonshine away from the flame. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So how ironic is it that, so before the GPS solve, I had never heard of the method about hiding numbers with homophones and kangaroo numbers. I'd never heard of a kangaroo before. And all of a sudden, the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt comes out with in chapter 1 talks about. I'm like, was this written at like last minute?
Had to be. I mean, and I think David is really good at the notoriety and the PR. Had to be done at the last minute when this came out.
So, yeah, my opinion with that is if it was put into the last minute is probably not the solution, but I could be wrong.
Well, just like, okay, look at that last article that came out, the one that was all about Justin Posey. That guy had been whatever his name is. He had been doing research for over 2 years. From what I understand, I don't know if that's exactly right or not. There was another gentleman that said to me, he contacted me, everybody knows him in the community, and he said, I have been talking with him for over a year. That article was supposed to be all about me, and it didn't even mention me. And it was amazing to me how much it was unfortunate. I think I really like Justin, but this other person had spent hours and hours and hours over a year's time. But it's like, what have you done for me lately? They changed their story quickly. And I hate to say that's now a hoax or BS or a lie, as the guy put it. And that's what he kind of shot all of his bullets on. So I don't know. I mean, looking at it all.
It's too bad the GPS solve has turned out the way it did, because it really is a pretty brilliant solve. I wish.
Yes. Yep. Well, wouldn't it be interesting if this was his way? Well, here's what I thought. This is how crazy I think. The Finder Jack actually, after I reached out and all of this happened, said, keep your mouth shut. Maybe I'll cut you a piece of it. And this is the source's way, because he doesn't have a lot of integrity. He doesn't care. He just wants to get money. So now he's saying it was a lie, but it was actually the truth. And it's a way to help Jack cover it up so he doesn't have a risk to the treasure chest.
No.
Maybe 1%. 1%.
I'll give you 1%.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jackie's...
I liked it. I liked the GPS solve because of the exactness of it. The exactness of it is pretty awesome. But so anyway, I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I would love to know. I've heard so many good solves over the years. Some people that have said things that you're like, oh my God, they have to be right. They're going to get the treasure chest.
Well, the medicine wheel. Several people, Sam, Troy, Mike, others, there's a bench that says 2 of the key words in the poem. There's benches and they have the names on them. It's like, okay. Lou B says, is the GPS solve wrong? I won't say the GPS solve is wrong. I will say the source has come out to say he completely lied to Mike because of a host of reasons, but he made it up.
But he didn't say that to me. That's to be clear.
He didn't say that to him. I have just seen some messages between other individuals that I believe right now, but it doesn't necessarily mean that.
Candy, do you have COVID or something? You look like you're sick as hell.
No, my cat is down here, and I'm super allergic.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, look. Oh, where'd she go?
My little one finally fell asleep next to me.
So Holy
a
says,
little-
how far off the trail to the Nook? It was less than a mile. I want to say about a half mile. I don't know. I hiked it, not Justin or Cynthia. I hiked it without a problem.
I wish
no
Jack would
matter-
tell us. Wish Jack would tell us how far from where you parked to the treasure chest.
I tried that.
Oh, he did. He did.
What?
He did
What did you
tell us.
say?
Or did
don't
he answer,
remember.
or would he not? I thought he
I don't
wouldn't
remember.
answer it.
No, one of the random emails I got, he said it was too far to walk and something else. I don't remember all of it. I got so many, it was overwhelming.
Let me go check mine because I tried asking him
Wait,
about distance.
Nomadic
Hold on.
Madman, was it just a coincidence that the person known as the horses said something would have come out to the public? That was a catalyst for you believing him. Yeah, it was, but I don't know. I just, once someone says, if this person is to be believed that is saying that she's communicating with the source, if that communication is accurate, not doctored, he is flat out said, I lied to Mike. I told Mike what he wanted to hear because he was badgering and harassing me. It doesn't make sense to me because Mike doesn't badger or harass. But I still I don't know.
Christy, you're goober. That was my email.
No, look up on the.
No, I said, oh, and it was not far but too far to walk ever about distance. And he said, I think the whole book is vital to understanding him and how he thought, yes, too far to walk is a relative distance, just like it says.
I haven't seen. Did you send that one to me?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he kind of tells us how far too far to walk is, and he talks about the long walk home. I mean, you might be able to start to put how far was too far to walk to Forrest.
I don't know anymore. My brain hurts.
1 mile.
I know.
He confirmed dip your toe, so I'm confirming the 1 mile. Boom. That's for me, but that doesn't mean it has to be for anybody else. I don't know. Okay, chat room. Put at Copperdan, at Capro, or at Indy, and you guys tell us what you want to answer tonight. This could be the craziest night ever because it's Christmas. And okay,
Capro's drinking moonshine.
I'm drinking moonshine. My God. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She's about to spill her innermost darkest secrets.
Never. I do have to say, on nights like this, it is the nights that the next day Mike goes, we're getting married, and you've never told me that. And so I do get in a little trouble. Okay, Copper Dan, could you drive from the GPS solved location to Fenn's house in a day, assuming you slept in and took your time getting to the treasure?
Well, define a day. I mean, a long day. What is it from Yellowstone? From Yellowstone to to Santa Fe? What's it about? Is it 15 hours?
Yeah, 12, 13, 14, depending on where. But yeah.
I mean, where are we going with this question?
I don't know. It's just a question.
I mean, I think I know where they're going with it.
I think they're trying to find the probability or logic. Does that seem plausible?
I mean, no, because I mean, Jack has already told us. I don't think he didn't. I think he got the treasure. So he found it Friday. He picked it up Saturday, but I don't know that he might have got a start to Santa Fe, but I don't think he got there till Sunday.
Well, let's think of human behavior.
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, I could.
Well, but let's think about this. Let's say that you got to the treasure chest. Let's say it's 5 p.m., right before it gets dark. And it says you have to contact me before you're allowed to have title, which I think many agree with. You let's say it's in the park and you're an hour away from cell reception. I don't think you're ever more than an hour away from cell reception anywhere in Wyoming. So you get to that spot, you email Forrest, within a half an hour, he emails you back. You settle in, you then sleep in, and then you take a day or 2 days to get down to him. To me, that does not sound logical.
Can I throw something in here? Because we
Yes.
don't know I don't know if we know the answer to this. Do we know Jack left the treasure when he found it?
Yes, he said that. Yes.
Okay, I just thought, is it a possibility I'm crazy as this would be, to camp out
or take it with you, but say, I'm not going to leave this area until I get explicit permission. No,
he
said
must
he
have
left
been,
it.
If exactly what you just described is the way it went down, he had to have been so confident that no one else was going to.
And that's what he said.
On his heels.
That's what he said. He said no one else was close. What do you say, Indy?
Oh, I'm still team Mummy Cave.
Okay. Did we ever get K-Pro? Did we ever get how the last Mr. Clue hunt was solved? No.
I thought we did.
I heard Catalina. I heard this, that. I heard enough of it that I didn't like it, so I didn't really analyze.
Gum. There was like
one
Wrigley's
of
gum.
Yeah. What? Okay, this is for all three of us. What will it take for the chase to actually be over?
Oh yeah, it was GPS coordinates, military GPS coordinates. That's how it was solved.
What would it take? I think we know the answer to that. I mean, understanding all the clues.
Don't you guys find it a little strange that each time something big in the chase happened, it had something to do with, what was it, Memorial Day, and then the other one was Pearl Harbor, and then now Dale is shutting down the blog on Christmas Day.
Christmas.
Yeah,
is
it's
the blog
weird.
down now? I wonder if the blog is down.
It's supposed to be gone by tomorrow.
I don't think there was a way that he would have known some of those things. If you put enough, spaghetti on the wall, there's going to be spaghetti on the wall.
But it's
to me,
spaghetti. There's like 100 freaking dates in that damn book.
Well, think about. So I'm going to go back to the question that somebody had about when is the chase over.
I know. So spaghetti.
So Elvis died, right? A lot of people think Elvis died. A lot of people think he didn't. And there's Elvis impersonators. There's Elvis. I think Elvis is going to be around forever. I think for a majority of searchers, once it was called off, it was done. I think the next step was once they found there was a finder, they were done. I think there's a lot hanging on to what's that next step. That next step is the solution. If the solution comes out, I don't think it will, but if it does, they're done. I think some of us want to know where's the treasure chest going to go, and they're going to be Elvis for life, no matter what happens. And this is the same with Michael Jackson, many, many different people. But I think this Forrest Fenn hunt, good or bad, is going to be that for some people. I'm one of them that I will tell you the Jack piece has given me almost everything. I still would really like to solve, but not in the same way as I know some others. I know there's a group that's going to be going up to Wyoming. They're kind of the hardcores. Yeah. Well, Elvis be at the wedding.
I told somebody, and in a way, this is kind of neat because now we get to keep searching. I mean, because I enjoyed searching, now I get to keep searching.
Yeah, but you're searching for what? An empty nook?
Yeah.
What are you searching for? Like, okay, you find a nook, but it's not. Many people think this is the only year there's a possibility that you're going to see the indentation. And that's why people are, this is the year. But after this year, you can't look for a wilderness spot.
I mean, Yeah, you are correct. We may never know the exact pinpoint location, but I think Jack has said if you can start to understand the clues,
Well, didn't
you
he
can
say
go
that?
with.
Why doesn't
Sorry,
Jack
continue.
have the treasure chest in his possession?
Because
Why is
he's
it
waiting
in
for the
New Mexico?
crazies to stop before he could freaking
Right,
do
but
it.
he could do that in Michigan. He could do that. Like, why leave
I
it
think
so far away from him?
Fenn, this is why I also think about the mummy cave thing. Okay, so I think, remember when Fenn said 11 things had to happen in order for him to actually be able to do the chase? I think 2 of those had everything to do with him getting on the Buffalo Bill Cody Museum, the board. Because once you're on the board, you can actually leave, like, I forgot what it was called. It was basically something where legally the finder is the beneficiary of everything, but it can't be taxed, and no matter who says what, it can't be changed. I sent you screenshots of it, like I think a couple of days ago.
I do this for a living. I know exactly this and that's why Forrest like dared me on the FOIA, because he knows this is what I do. This is, and yeah, there's so much to this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he did something where the Cody Museum is what it's all tied into. So he's not going to be able to touch it until a certain amount of time goes by.
Maybe. Okay, bro. I think he got it down there to New Mexico and then asked Forrest Fenn, what should I do? And he probably said, you should store it. Totally possible. I don't know. I wouldn't want it that far for me. If I would have to jump and get it, I don't know.
I don't know. I just want to go out to Yellowstone and go hiking around somewhere. And this is an excuse to go do it. And not feel like, you know.
Right, but how confident are you going to feel before you go out? Or are you just going out for fun?
Well,
like,
right now would be going right now at this exact moment, you know, I am no closer to it than I ever was, but we'll see. I think here's a question, K-Pro. Do you believe there is the reason Jack is not telling us there is more? Do you think there is more to it than just I don't want the area trampled?
100%. Well, 99.999.
I agree with that. I think, and that's what tells me. For me, it tells me it is definitely if it's not in the park, it's someplace the trust was not supposed to probably have been. And Forrest thought he had it all. And Forrest thought he had it all figured out. But your little talk you gave a week ago, whenever it was, kind of put that into perspective of what likely happened.
Yep.
And
he never anticipated it. Why did he say at the beginning, I'll put everything out? And then at the end, he didn't. That's the big ones.
I mean,
not only Jack, private emails, some people
Jack
sent
doesn't
me.
want to lose $1 million. I mean, I wouldn't want to lose $1 million treasure chest. Jack has to look at what could be worth more, you know, the media, the books and all that, or the treasure chest.
Oh, I think I know this answer, but I want to ask you, what music do you listen to when you are hunting for treasure? I know this one.
I am a total heavy metal nut. Metallica.
Copperdan actually came from a Metallica concert. He walked in with this Metallica t-shirt from Minnesota. He was like half nice, half hardcore rocker with some art. And it was hilarious. It was awesome.
I know, that was just, I look back at that. That was the coolest weekend of my life. My wife is like, she goes, so let me just get this straight. She goes, you're going to get on a plane and you're going to fly to Santa Fe to meet up with some people that you've never met in person.
Oh.
And I said, yep. She's like, yeah, that's so you. Have fun. Bye, dear. And that's exactly what I did. I got there. I called you. You said you were at was it the Blue Corn? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I walked up in there and you were there. Was Mike, I can't remember if Mike was there yet.
You might have still been hanging with Forrest.
I think Covert One was up there and Pam was, it was like, that was a fun weekend.
Yeah. Well,
the funnest part of the weekend, though, was the next day when like 12 of us, maybe 15 of us, went out for breakfast. And we're sitting there eating breakfast, and Forrest walks in. And we're like, how did he get here? And he drove his car by himself. And he sat with each, what do we have, like 5 tables with like four or five people at each table. And he made sure he sat at every single table and talked to everybody. He talked and I was sitting with Nelica and Mauro, and he asked Mauro something, and Mauro said, well, I'm Italian. So without just a snap of a finger, Forrest started speaking Italian to Mauro. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then
it was fun.
I don't think you were in the group, but maybe you were. Forrest wanted a couple of us to go back to his house. And I just remember Covert One saying, I would give anything. And I said, just follow me. I'll pretend you're my boyfriend if I have to. And he was so funny. He's like, is it Mike your boyfriend? And I was like, no, Mike and I had not. We just met that weekend. And it was so funny because I'm like, just roll with it. And it was the most scandalous, fun, crazy time ever. Okay. K-Pro, where did the GPS solve take you in Wyoming? Okay, you got to look at some previous videos because I'm not going to go over it because DeLacy Creek.
DeLacy Creek.
Yeah. K-Pro, why did you not watch any movies or TV shows when you were young? So my dad was pretty strict. He was an LA street cop, and he would allow us to have 1 hour a week on TV because he believed that kids should be outside. This was the very beginning of the Nintendo, Apple IIe, all of that. So, and we were okay with that. We were okay with that. I remember we had the little like asteroid game. We wanted to be outside, and I remember he'd come outside and go, like be able to like whistle to get us from, because the park that we played soccer on the street, but we played football because you would hit hard on the park, at the park in the grass. And so it was just, that was the rules. We were allowed news anytime we wanted to watch news, but anything else we just weren't allowed. We had there was a lot of strict things. Now that I talk to other people, that they weren't in that same realm. And so once I actually moved out, etc., there was times that I got into TV occasionally, but I never did otherwise. Some movies now and then, Julia Roberts, I was really into for a while, but I never hooked on it. It was funny because Mike's mom came out, I don't know, a couple months ago, loveliest woman on earth. And she was like, that's what we did around, like we actually bonded as a family around movies. And so I see that neither is right or wrong, but that was the reason. We were gosh, we played every sporting event known to man. And that we were always just outside. That was our world. So, okay. K-Pro, does Forrest family know the solution, and would they defy a judge order to tell it, in your opinion? In my opinion, they will never defy a court order. I think they could have defied and tried to dodge Jack longer, or revealing Jack longer than they did. I don't think they'll ever defy court order. Do I think they know the solution? Maybe. Maybe Shiloh would know. I don't think Zoe, Kelly, any of the other kids. Maybe Shiloh, possibly. And I think the lawyers know because they need to know legally. Yeah. K-Pro, did you ever worry about finding the treasure? People giving you such a hard time just for being a tuber? I did, but I actually, after my first solve that I crashed so hard, and then my next first solve that I crashed so hard, I never really thought, I just put the odds, and I never had that love solve again. So I didn't. Did you, Copper Dan?
Hey,
did you ever go like worried I might have to like cover my aces or deuces or whatever that term is?
No. Hey, do you think the solve will eventually come out? And I don't mean by force. But like, and I don't mean like in the next year, but let's say 25, 30 years from now.
Santa is starting.
Oh, Santa's here?
Presents are starting to go under the tree. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say it again.
Do you think someday, not by force, but someday the solve will come out? 20 years from now, 30 years from now?
I think yes, because more than one person knows it. So I think by circumstance, the answer is going to be yes. I don't think Jack's going to voluntarily do it. I think it might be the courts if I think the courts might be the reason. I think someone telling someone Jack might get a girlfriend one day and then break up and then it comes out. I think Shiloh's girlfriend might, I don't know. I think it's going to be some weird situation that comes out. But
That's the truth. That's what I was going, once more than a couple of people know, it's just, you're sitting around one night and you've had a couple of cocktails and you let a little too much information slip to someone that you thought you could trust. And then 5 years later, that person gets pissed off at you, just something like that.
Okay. So for all of us, what is the best hint story Forrest ever told you that you haven't said before?
I had nothing. I'm not K-Pro. Forrest didn't talk to me.
What happened?
What is the best hint or story Forrest ever told you that you haven't said before?
So many.
I have one.
I overheard through other people that he talked a lot about the Madison, and that's why so many of us were fixated on the Madison.
Not to me. I'll tell you one. The only one that if I were to ever put 100% on anything, here's what I put 100% on. One night, Forrest said, "Tell me something about your kids that not many people know." And I said that they're registered Cherokee Indians. And it's just a random fact more than that defines them. They don't talk about it day to day or any of that. Hold on.
where all this stuff came.
Okay. And he was like, what? You've never told me this. Tell me more. And the over the top, I won't say fixation, but extreme excitement that he had about my kids being registered Cherokee Indians, I would say the saw that comes out, no matter what, is going to have American Indians in it. Period. End of story. I would bet that more than Jack was the finder, and I feel pretty strongly Jack's the finder. That's just me.
I mean, it makes sense. I would agree with you.
Ooh, panel. What is the biggest risk you ever took boots on the ground?
When I drug my when I drove to Colorado, didn't acclimate to the elevation, and then drug my wife and 2 young daughters up into the Tetons. I mean, we had bear spray and other things, and we had plenty of food, but we thought, because we do a lot of hiking in Minnesota, that, you know, I figured this is going to be a breeze. This is going to be fun. It was fun for the first couple of hours, but when you're not used to 8,000-9,000 feet of elevation, and my family was just completely, my kids were just, I have pictures that they won't allow me to show because they are just wiped out. They just look like crap. And I'm like, we got to keep going. We're almost there. Even though by that point I believed, like, no way did Forrest hide the treasure here. But this was about a quest getting to this ranger station to check it out. And anyways, I had to, for the good of my family, stop. And I'm glad we did, because on the way back, I got elevation sickness and I was thrown up, and then there was a bear.
Oh boy.
Not a grizzly, just a little black bear, but you know, he was within 6 feet of us.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, and we were like hiking up, and we to get out, and I bonked. I was done.
So for me, it would be, I had a New Mexico saw that I took from another person that wanted me to go out and check this one last time. That was the day I met Jason Den. And I actually took off between 2 and 3 a.m. I was worried about a lot of things. I got out there. There was no cell reception where I was. There were some men out on the trail that I was at, and I was just thinking I could have passed a man that wasn't an okay guy later. I actually got back in at about 10, and it was funny because Jason was in the parking lot when I came in, and he's like, hey, do you want to do breakfast? And I'm like, sure. And I was thinking I get out there and got back before anybody even noticed, but I did it alone. Forrest knew the whole time, but I did it alone. I could have had some issues, which I didn't. Yeah, I've put a walking stick in a geyser and that sort of thing. But that was probably my most, what was I thinking?
Oh, I'm trying to think of his name. Who waded across the Yellowstone River?
Mm-hmm. I don't know specifically.
Dang it. He's always in chat with us. I can't think of his name, darn it. Anyways, when you listen to, he came on your marathon and told this story about the Yellowstone Rangers watching him as he waded across, like up to his chest, across the river. It must have been in the spring maybe, but I'm just laughing. I could just.
Okay, Trey asks, for the whole panel, do you think there's any chance the whole story about the website forrestfenntreasure.com finding and selling it is true? since the timing seems very interesting. What do you think about that?
You talking about Dale's website?
No, there's Forrest Fenn treasure that they said a few months before it was found. They're like, we found it. If you want to bid on it, you can bid on it. Once you bid on it, we're going to shut down the site. You remember that one? Toby actually kind of thought about that. That was where he put his.
I don't put any credence into it. Like I said, I have no reason not to believe Jack. I mean, he's shown pictures. The family is confirmed he's the finder. That's kind of enough for me. I mean, if something 6 months or whatever down the road arises that proves otherwise, well, then we'll have to.
Yeah, and so my answer to that would be, I asked Forrest specifically about the site. First, he didn't know about it because it was like within a day or two of it being out. He asked me at the time if I would publicly come out that it is a scam, negative, etc. And I said, I will, as long as you give me words. He told me he can't because of whatever legal, he didn't want to go that far. He's like, can you please? It's a scam. I'm telling you, it's a scam. It's somebody trying to do bad things. Will you help the community? I said, I can come out and say, I don't hold a lot of credibility in this site, but I'm not going to come out that it's a scam unless you're willing to put your name behind that. He wasn't, for a variety of reasons. We went back and forth for a while. I can tell you, he strongly thought, or he strongly said to me, he was worried that treasure hunters were going to be scammed. I'll give you an example. About 2 years before that, somebody, and this is before I even owned Thor, somebody had messaged me. They found it and they sent me some pretty, I thought, compelling pictures. They didn't know I knew Forrest at all. And they bought me a plane ticket because they wanted me to see it. And I messaged Forrest with all the information. And he said, you will probably not be. Well, first he said, this is not true. And I'm like, what if it was? This would be so awesome. I think I'm going to go. And he said, you realize you're probably not going to come back alive. And I went, what? And he was like, this is completely groundless. And if somebody is getting you to get on a plane to see it, I'm like, oh, I'll always be in public, this and that. And he's like, you won't come back alive. And I was like, wow. So
hey, what about the guy on eBay? Do you remember this one? This wasn't that long ago, a year and a half ago, maybe. The guy on eBay that sold, said he knew where it was and would sell you the solution. Yeah, he sold it for like $5,000 and somebody bought it.
I believe there's more to that story. I talked to Forrest about that one. There is more to that story.
Is there? I remember when it happened because I saw it on eBay. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yep. And there's more to that story, I will say. I wouldn't say that's exactly how it went down, even though from the outside view, you're exactly right.
Well, K-Pro, do tell. I mean, this is spill all night.
I forwarded that to Forrest. The person that said he had found it was a known person to me and to Forrest. I believe that person, there may have been some shenanigans between who was selling it, who was buying it, what notoriety they were going to get over all of that. And I will just say that person is not, I've had some issues where I needed to really push that person back out of my personal life. So I'll leave it at that.
All right.
There's more to that story. I was asked to promote that and I would not promote that. Whatever happened to the guy who was arrested for digging in New Mexico with the backhoe?
He kind of just disappeared off the map.
No, he didn't. Maybe publicly. There is a gentleman that really feels strongly in his solve. I have a lot of respect for him. I think he feels passionate. I think he's a soldier. I think he had a head injury when he was a soldier. He never hurt anybody. He felt passionate about his location. There's a lot of story behind him. He still has a book coming out. I think you will see him in one of the documentaries. Not because he's quote unquote crazy, because he feels passionately and deserves the respect that we all should give a person in his place. That's what I have to say about that. Have I talked to him in the last week? Yes. Do I talk to him quite often? Yes. I believe he is a good person that might be wrong, might be right. I believe he's a good person. That's what I have to say. And Copper Dan, Caper on Copper Dan, if Forrest would have asked you to secretly end the hunt due to safety issues, would you have done that for him?
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, probably. Hindsight, you know, I mean.
I sat with him one night or one day in his den and said, I'm not good at keeping all the secrets because of people, shenanigans, I'm naive, whatever. I will promise you forever, if you need me to do that, I will. Do you need me to do that? And there was a long drawn out answer, but the answer was no. I have lots of people, you know, Shiloh, if the family really gets in, I'm not saying not saying like cover up, but he was like, Shiloh's here to protect me and this and that. But I'm like, I knew of some things that were happening at a really crazy level. And I'm like, I'm worried about you. And he said no. So I offered.
What a mess this all turned into.
Yep. And he said he never anticipated it.
What amazing personalities that come into the chase, and you know, it only takes a few bad apples to spoil the bunch. Hopefully hopefully Jack will have mostly enough positive.
But think about this. Okay, so we did the Jamie Jordan drawing. I say we because your artwork was such a splash. I know you weren't there for the prep to it. We actually had plainclothes people, security all throughout. He had a private investigator that I had to work with in 3 years, probably with 2 times, 3 times, maybe a few times. I knew of break-ins. And then the public stuff, outside the public stuff. I knew for at least 5 years he had that happening on a constant basis. That, can you blame him by the end? No. I don't know. It's still fun. I still understand it all, but I don't know. I don't understand it all. So
it's hard to believe it's over.
Yeah. I don't know where I was more shocked, when it was called off, or you know, when the hunt was announced to be over, or when Forrest passed. I think both nights.
It's happened so close together that when Forrest passed, when Matt put it out I shared it on one of the pages, and I went, this isn't true, right? And he responded quickly that it was, and then it blew up, and I actually threw something. I was alone in my studio. I actually threw something. I was just so pissed and frustrated. It was just like that. this can't be happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I know when I
called
the family. And when I said, is Forrest there? And they said, can I take a message? And I said, I knew who it was. And I said her name. And I said, this is Christy. I know I'm a searcher, but I just heard on social media that your dad passed. And she said, Christy, I need to get back to you, and hung up. And I thought, okay, at least they had a couple days of peace before. And that's when all holy, I talked to him later. But I was kind of it's out. So, and it was out from a leak. And the leak also came out during Peggy. They got almost a week with Peggy, which was pretty amazing. So, they know now who's friends, who's telling their story, who's all of that, but sad.
I hope the family.
I was mad at you. And it was so misguided. I'm sorry. When you put up about Peggy, and I'm like, why would you do that, Copper Day? And you were like, it's already out. And then I tracked it down, and it was like, okay, you weren't the bad guy, but I was mad.
I knew earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But I was, obviously said I won't say anything, and then Treasures Galore put it out.
Right.
So I got a hold of my source, and I'm like, it's out. I'm gonna put something up, something nice, and
yeah.
When the night it was on June 6th, I was playing poker with you. We were online playing poker, and it came out and it happened, and I was just like, and Frances looked at me. She goes, "What's wrong?" I go, "The treasure chest was found." And she's like, "Oh God." She goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I was at the final table. It was like, what, 4 of us left, 3 of us left. And I said, I have to go. Because I said to Mike, I just got an email from Forrest. And I had a way to confirm. He asked me, because several people have spoofed me. And it looked like it came from forrestfenn@gmail.com. But it wasn't. They said the treasure chest was found or asked something. And so I had a way to verify with him directly. And he's like, yes, it's legitimate. I'm like, okay. And so I told Mike took like 20 minutes to get on. He was like, okay, I'll try to. But when I dropped off of you guys, you're like, you're on the final table. What's going on? It was a shock. I don't know. I had every emotion in the world. So.
What a weird year.
Yeah. Strangest.
And then my
year.
grandpa, I just lost my grandpa. And my grandma turned 90 today.
Oh. Yeah, my dad had a really, really bad scare. He is still alive.
Months ago.
Yeah, he's still alive, but not really. I won't go into detail. We have too many haters that enjoy my mom's death. And so my mom was 9 years this year. And so, yeah, I did get from a couple of the haters some pretty nasty messages. So I won't say a lot about my dad, but he's not doing well. He won't, it won't be too long. Yeah, but I got to say my goodbyes. And, I communicate with him each day. Like we pipe in via Zoom. He's not really aware of a lot. So, yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting because my mom went unexpectedly and very aware and pretty healthy. A little bit of issues, but not many. And my dad's the opposite. My dad is had a really bad reaction to a surgery and now is really struggling because he's just so elderly with all that. I think it's going to be, it's tragic, but it's 2 very different ways. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, so many losses this year, but Mike and I got engaged. That's a positive for us. Our families come together. So, I mean, I'm trying to take it in stride, but 2020 was pretty awful. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, and T-Bear, that one came out of nowhere. Like Tony Henman. I don't even understand. I was with him just a few weeks before, and I was messaging with him 2 or 3 days before. It's just, yeah, just again out of nowhere. A few other people, just yeah. So I agree. T-Bear caught me off guard. So he was coming to the wedding. He sponsored Susie to come to the wedding. He
gave me a knife. I don't think he made it. I don't know this whole story. I never got to ask him because I didn't open it. He sent me a little care package, and it had some stuff for the girls in it, and there was this cool knife in it. And I'm like, wow. And so I had put it in my treasure chest. I thought it'd be a cool thing to have in there. And then I took it out after I found out he died. I'm like, okay, this has totally different meaning and significance now. Okay, Pearl, you're there?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, and that was the hard part I had for me. I asked Tony.
I'm talking to myself.
No, I heard you, but Mike was distracting me for a second. I'm sorry. I asked Tony if I could pay him to do my jewelry for the wedding. And he said no, he had something very special he wanted to send me. He sent it to me. I thought it was too much. I said, I'll wear it, but I really want to give it back. And he's like, no, it's done. Like he was a very nice guy, but when he was like Mike. When he said it, he said it. And I said, yeah, I understand. So,
Well, I'm glad I got to see him out in Yellowstone for the finale.
Yeah. And we got him for the GPS solve. So the trip, the source got me to see him. And yeah, go ahead.
What was it, COVID related, or did he just, do we know? Are we not saying?
Well, the family has said they wanted to put that out, and then when I saw the obituary, they didn't. So I don't think that's public. So I don't know why or whatever, but I asked them specifically, can that be put out? And they said, wait until the announcement, and that's what we want to put out. So again, I'm not sure why, but that's what they decided. So I want to respect that. So do I know a little bit more? Yeah, but he's just a great guy. So yeah. So
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I told you this in last year at the World Series of Fenn when we were in my suite. He offered me a ridiculous amount of money for coin 3. He wanted to buy coin 3 from me, and then he wanted me to make a frame for it and put it in to give it to you.
So he came to me and he said, how much is it going to take? I do too. Well, he came to me and he said, at World Series, he said, how much is it going to take to give me coin 3? And he's like, seriously, what's the amount of money? And I was like, I don't even want to go there. Like, I don't want to sell it at this time. He's like, no, how many thousand? Like, 1,000, $5,000, tell me how much. And I'm like, so I went to Mike, and Mike's like, we're just not ready at this time. So he came to me at the very end of the event, and he said, I came to you and asked you however many thousand. I asked Copper Dan, he wouldn't sell, and I want you to know why. I think you were so special. I wanted to do something special with both of those coins, and I was going to have Copper Dan make a piece. He goes, but it's just not in the stars, so don't worry about it. But I wanted you to know I wasn't just trying to take from you. And I was like, Oh my God. He was trying to buy it to give it back to me, which was just crazy. It was so sweet. He's
I know.
he's so sweet. Okay. Anything else tonight, guys? Because I got to go, and looks like Santa's arriving and has arrived, and I need to go to bed.
Is Santa still a thing in your house? Are the kids young enough?
They're split, but everybody in this house believes this year. So I think the older kids don't. Maybe they were in it to make sure that the younger kids had a great time. Even my son, who's 11, who was on the cusp, he was like, I'm going to believe this year because it just sounds so cool. And he didn't know if he actually believed or not. But the 7 and 9-year-old, especially the 7, they're pretty upset that they're not going to be here to wake up with. I mean, we have his and hers kids, so we're dealing with that. So they'll be here in the morning when all of it's out. So it'll be fun. So yeah, but kids will arrive early in the wee hours of the morning, so that'll be fun. So.
Oh, they're with mom?
Yeah. So they've been here about a week and a half, and then they're going to come back. It's still early to just spend a few hours mom, because moms matter. And then they'll be here hopefully by between 7 and 8 a.m. So everything's going to be here, but I've been playing it up of Santa's coming. So everything changes in the drop of a hat, but that's okay. That's what we do. So you just make sure everybody's happy. So they're excited. So we'll have elf costumes have to be on, or they're not allowed to get presents. So it'll be fun. So
elf on a shelf.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to get the picture with all 12
you guys
of us.
do it.
It didn't make the
Do you
move.
guys do elf on a shelf?
We didn't do it this year, but it has in previous years. But my ex, like 3 years ago, got caught moving it. So unfortunately, my kids don't believe in it because of that. So
I had so much fun with elf on a shelf with my kids. I froze them one time, and I put the Disney princess, whatever, that's the ice thing. Oh my God. I used to go on the internet and find out and come up with different ideas. And yeah, I had more fun with that than anything.
Yeah.
So when they figured it all out, it was kind of bummed. No more elf on a shelf.
Okay.
All right.
Santa
It's
Claus.
Santa Claus has arrived.
Yeah, that's done.
And his name is Cowlazars.
Of course, there's a little scavenger hunt they need to go on around the house to find the last present, and the last clue is a cipher. So K-Pro can do it with them tomorrow. See if they can figure it out.
Okay, I'm just hearing about
That
this.
does not surprise me.
This is going to be interesting. So, okay, well then I'm going to bed because I have to do ciphers in the morning.
It's easy. It's very easy. That's a hell of a tree, Dan. That looks pretty bright. What's everybody asleep?
You like that?
Yeah, it's bright.
Oh, thank you.
All right. It's 2 a.m. I got to get up in the morning and assemble my wife's. Oh, I forgot to wrap my wife's Christmas present. Oh, crap. I'll do it in the morning.
Put a bath towel over it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go see what Mike did.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Whatever you do.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Good night.
Bye, search community.
We will see you when we see you.
Yeah, next time.